Someone who I think understands this concept better than most is the governor from Alaska, Sarah Palin. I first started reading about her last spring when she gave birth to her son, Trig. I'm the dad of a special needs child. And we had something in common. And I called her up because I just was moved by the way she reacted to the birth of her child. She was real. I, for once, didn't feel so alone. I didn't feel surrounded by others, and neither did she. Her approval rating as governor at the time was about 90%. This is before the media circus, before all the political bullcrap. Sarah Palin was just a mom of 5 doing a job that needed to be done. The Civil War taught us that, apparently, U.S. states can't secede from the Union. I'd like to test that one again maybe sometime. But what I'd like to know is if the Union has the right to kick out states. Because if so, I'd like to take a star right out of our flag, and California is the first to go on my list. If you do unplug, if you don't stand up, if you don't square your shoulders, then you know what? We're letting down the people who gave their very lives to protect this country. It's just our turn to serve. And most of us do it without a uniform. You just have to remember that you are the protector of liberty. You are the guardian of freedom. It's on your shoulders. It's not on the military. It's not on the people in Washington. Damn it. This is your country. This is my country. And it's about time that we pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That we are really, truly stepping beyond socialism, and we're starting to look at fascism. We are putting business and government together.
Glenn, you're throwing a lot of terms around it. I'm going to play devil's advocate, okay, because it's fair and balanced. Now, moving from socialism to communism, that's a pretty big leap. Socialism, obviously, the economic system, communism, the political system. How are we right now moving towards state ownership of all, for instance, heavy industry? I mean, all heavy industry.
Okay, let me just explain what happened in Nazi Germany. Remember, it was National Socialism. We're talking now about nationalizing the banks, and we're also putting in socialized programs. National Socialism.
But Glenn, the foundation of our country is our financial services industry. If that goes kaput, we are all screwed.
The backbone of our country is not our financial institution.
Yes,
it is not. It is the American people. I do not believe in our government. I do not believe in the banks. I believe in the people. What about the people? Fix the problem. The government and its friends are indoctrinating our children for the control of their minds, your freedom, and our choice, and our future. It must stop. Because history, when properly taught, has already shown us where it leads. This is what Nazi Joseph Goebbels said about the Hitler Youth. If such an art of active mass influence through propaganda is joined with a long-term systematic education of our nation, and if both are conducted in a unified and precise way, the relationship between the leadership and the nation will always remain close. Well, what's next? If Mom and Dad decide to keep the temperature above 72, should our Gore youth report Mom and Dad? We're going to play out some of the worst-case scenarios with some of the greatest minds around, asking ourselves one simple question: what if? We're going to try to show you how to prepare for the worst while everybody else is sitting back and hoping for the best. Let's look at our first scenario. It's the financial meltdown. The year is 2014. All the U.S. banks have been nationalized. Unemployment is about between 12 and 20%. Dow is trading at 2,800. The real estate market has collapsed. Gosh, you're one of the spookiest dudes I know. Because for you, this is like not a war game. You think a lot of this stuff is really coming.
We're going to see major cities look like Calcutta. You have people that are ignorant, functionally illiterate, and whacked out on drugs, hillbilly heroin, you name it, meth, go down the line, and they have nothing to lose.
The malls in this scenario.
Go small.
Go small.
Go small.
I don't think I've ever seen a president or a government do anything that I thought was out and out evil. I mean, we've gotten close. I mean, I think rendition is pretty darn evil. But this is enslaving, what our president has proposed and was in this new bill. Changes in the tax deductions for charitable giving. All right, here's the one thing tonight. Comrades! Comrades, there is good news from the Western Front. Our glorious revolution is starting to take hold on a global scale. Just listen as Comrade Brown pounded our propaganda into the minds of the clueless capitalist pigs today. Listen up.
We should seize this moment, because never before have I seen a world willing to come together so much. Never before has that been more needed, and never before have the benefits of cooperation been so far-reaching.
If we could just have the globe all together. Oh, how right he is. Even a child knows that a collective is stronger than the individual. That's why you'll be so pleased by the good work of the agents that we planted inside our great worker organization, the AFL-CIO. These workers have united at their winter gathering in Florida to improve life for you, the average worker. Oh, it's great. Wait till you see the opulence. We'll show it to you in a minute. This is what bothers me. When we put science in front of ethics, we start having a bunch of people walking around, especially progressive scientists, walking around in little white coats and talking about, hey, we can make the master race. Why don't we go ahead and use eugenics? That happened in America with progressives and science when they decided that we can make people better, and they took out all of the ethics. I mean, what's to say when we don't attach principles and ethics to things that this just doesn't go off the road? But I'm just trying to figure out you know the Forgotten Man, the idea behind the Forgotten Man. At first, can you bring a deal on this? At first, the idea of the Forgotten Man was the little orphan that was in the middle here, and everybody forgot that, and the government and the businessman was happy. And playing the role of government is Jesus, because I think that's who we have as president now. And so what would happen is this guy would be happy and this guy would be happy, but the little orphan was left out. But now the Forgotten Man, help me out on this, now the Forgotten Man, Jesus decides that he's going to help out the little orphan person, so you, no longer wearing the top hat, and no longer happy, and of course the little orphan boy now has a crack pipe, and Octomom is back here with her tentacles. Okay, there's Octomom. Jesus decides to take the money from you, and then he gives it to Octomom. Now the Forgotten Man is not the little orphan, but you, right? Because nobody's really looking out for the person that's paying for all this free stuff and getting nothing. Am I wrong?
There's the idea that somehow you can pay for everything in our country if you just soak really rich people.
She'll keep having babies, and he'll keep making promises. And here's the thing, he's not really Jesus. I don't know if you've caught that. After 9/11 on 9/12, I told you for weeks, you're not alone. I'm turning into a freaking televangelist. Let me tell you something. You're going to meet people from all across the country right now, from people all across the political spectrum. Come on, follow me. No matter where you are, from our studio audience here in Midtown Manhattan, to the sidewalks outside, to the people all over the country. We're gathering in ranches in Texas, where some familiar faces have gathered to watch the show, to military bases in Iraq, where real heroes have gathered. We're even going to join some people in the hills of Hollywood, California. Yes, believe it or not, my producer Stu. No matter where you are, right now, the message is clear. You are not alone. I'm going to show you how an idea that started with a single phone call on my radio show has grown into something that millions are now participating in. But the show isn't about me. It's not about the president. It's not about parties or politics or anything else. It is about proving that the real power to change America's course still resides with you. You are the secret. You're the answer. I'm sorry. I just love my country, and I fear for it. And it seems like the voices of our leaders and special interests and the media, they're surrounding us. It sounds intimidating. But you know what? Pull away the curtain. You'll realize that there ain't anybody there. It's just a few people that are just pressing the buttons, and their voices are actually really weak. The truth is, they don't surround us. We surround them. This is our country. Second thing is that, I was called, who was it they called me today? A populist. I'm not a populist. I've been saying this stuff when it was unpopular. I got news for you. It's still pretty unpopular.
By macro.